Hello, everyone. It is Tuesday, Wednesday. I kind of lost time. It's been wonderful to just collect. Yeah, one thing that I do and can't not do it is gather herbs. Yes, harvest the vegetables. And even though I'm in such a small environment now than I have been the last 20 years plus, there's plenty to do. Right? And I'm gathering and I'm gathering and I'm gathering and I don't seem to be getting done. Yes. So I have lots to do today. I've got to do, and the weather is just perfect for it. And the pokeberries are coming in, so I have to start collecting those. Yes. Okay, lots to do, lots to harvest. Uh, but let's get going here right away. These are the wrong glasses. Yes, I have different strengths for different things. And that is that. Let's just get going here. Oh, I couldn't sleep last night. Could not sleep last night. Uh, don't know why. It happens sometimes. And I don't really fight it. I just get up and start doing things. Done. So I did end up sleeping a few hours during the morning after I had fed everybody, this and that. I sat down here with my cup of coffee and I was watching something, and suddenly I was okay without my cup of coffee in my hand, and I was gone for a few hours. So, oh, there you go. As to say, I'm on vacation. Oh, my thumb. I'm noticing today that even though I've been working with it, but with the splint on, so it can't lock up, and I'm feeling a difference there. I am feeling like there's less pain right down in here and less swelling. Before the tape was kind of cutting into a little bit into my skin, but I needed it tight enough. Yeah? And now that's not the case anymore. So the swelling must have come down. Yes, is it working? Whoa, time will tell. In any case, I can still do everything I need to do. I just have to, I change this out once it gets wet, while I'm doing stuff. And this little thing, this little nail file piece here is awfully strong. It gets wet, but it stays together. It dries really fast. So it's great. It's working out great. Yes, okay. Yeah. Anywho, so we are in the book of Ecclesiasticus 25. Proverbs. Oh, we already had Proverbs. Okay. There are three things my soul delights in, and which are delightful to God and to all people: concord between brothers, friendship between neighbors, and a wife and husband who live happily together. Yep, those are three good things to strive for, right? Yes? All right. There are three sorts of people my soul hates. Okay. And whose existence I consider an outrage: the poor swollen with pride, the rich who is a liar, and an adulterous old man who has no sense. Ooh. I said, I am not the judge of any of this. I don't know these people's lives. I always try to consider when things go on or that I don't know the person's life, right? Yes. I remember when I was working in retail, um, on the cash register and otherwise, sometimes someone would come up to the counter so grumpy and just hateful almost, right? Any little thing could set them off, this and that. And And I would, one could say, oh my gosh, and I got to deal with that one. That's not, and anytime a difficult customer would come in the store, immediately go, Daniela, can you? Because I don't know. I guess I have a knack, to kind of cheer people up or kind of have that compassion. Yes, which I said, I just try to think. I don't know what these people are going through. So instead of on top of them already being unhappy, to add onto it by me also now giving them kind of a don't want to deal with these people, and they're noticing, I would go, hey, are you all right? Yep, care. Are you all right? And that snapped them out immediately. It's like, oh, someone cares, or yes, uh, yep, I hope things will. You have a better day. Hopefully things will go better. Just something nice rather than feed off of them and then also get kind of I try to send something positive into their field, into their realm that they're in. Yes. Anyway, so one never knows why someone is the way they are. Now he mentioned some things here, where you have to say, yeah, it's happens. It is out there. And again, some behavior of people I just don't understand. I don't get it. And one could say, well, it's the way they grew up, this and that. Some children grow up in horrific circumstances, and that they come out alive on the other side is a miracle in itself. And is there damage? I have no doubt. Yes. And again, then, is it just the person that we then should judge and persecute, or is it their environment that created suddenly this very dysfunctional person? Yes. Yeah. So anyway, the interesting thing, and I've mentioned this before, is that you can come as a child out of an environment where there was a lot of abuse, and yet the heart to mind somehow is stronger and says, I'm not going to be like that. I'm going to do something different. I'm going to do something better and be better, right? And then others go, I was abused, I'm going to abuse, right? Yes? Interesting. Why is that? Should be a study. Someone should do a study on that, right? Plenty of psychologists and therapists out there, just making money off of people and their misery. How about doing some study? Okay, all right. Maybe they are doing that. Who knows? The aged. If you have gathered nothing in your youth, how can you discover anything in your old age? How fine a thing sound judgment with gray hairs, and for graybeards to know how to advise. How fine a thing wisdom in the aged, and considered advice coming from people of distinction. From people of distinction? What does that mean? What does he mean by that? Okay, the crown of the aged is ripe experience, their glory, the fear of the Lord. All right. I have met some amazing older people, and then I have met some that, I guess never grew up, or again, I don't know. People are the way they are. Who knows? I try my best. Numerical proverbs. There are 9 things I can think of which strike me as happy, and a 10th which is now on my tongue. The man who can be proud of his children. He who lives to see the downfall of his enemies. Happy is he who keeps house with a sensible wife, he who does not toil with ox and donkey, he who has never sinned with his tongue. He who does not toil with ox and donkey? Okay, you know what? God, this is weird. There are 9 things I can think of which strike me as happy, and a 10th which is now on my tongue. Okay. He who does not serve a man less worthy than himself. Happy is he who has acquired good sense and can find attentive ears for what he has to say. How great is he who has acquired wisdom, but unsurpassed is one who fears the Lord. The fear of the Lord surpasses everything. What can compare with someone who has mastered that? All right. All right. I don't know. So what he just mentioned here, just saying, if you really listen to it, and again, is there something going on with the translations that, again, does this mean a little bit something different, right? Than actually, but you would think that for so many hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years now that the Bible has been translated, that this would be pretty accurate, right? But then he says over here, what we had just read, there are three sorts of people my soul hates, and whose existence, okay, the poor swollen with pride, the rich who is a liar, and an adulterous old man who has no sense. In a way, what he said here, right, that what will make you happy though, does that not require some of the behavior that he hates? I'm just saying, if you really read this carefully, then, yep, well, all sounds good, but it sounds so arrogant and above, again, above what? And it accepts certain things that I have to say, no, we shouldn't. We shouldn't accept that kind of judgment. Okay? Yes? I'm just saying. Women, oh dear Lord, ugh. Get ready for it. Any wound rather than a wound of the heart. Any spite rather than the spite of a woman. Any evil rather than an evil caused by an enemy. Okay. Any vengeance rather than the vengeance of a foe. There is no poison worse than the poison of a snake. There is no fury worse than the fury of an enemy. Okay, what does that have to do with women? Are we the enemy of man? Of men? How? Because we hold them responsible? Oh, you know what? I would sooner keep house with a lion or a dragon than keep house with a spiteful wife. A woman's spite changes her appearance and makes her face as grim as a bear's. When her husband goes out to dinner with his neighbors, he cannot help having bitter sighs. Why does he go out? Okay, you know what? No spite can approach the spite of a woman. May a sinner's lot be hers. Now, what are men doing that, you know, suddenly as a woman, you have to step in and say, hey, you really think this is right what you're doing? Yes? Okay. And here, right, how is this viewed? As if, all right, let's continue reading. Maybe he'll give the men some advice on how not to do that, or how that's not going to happen in their household. Are men really so clueless out there? Sometimes I wonder if it's just an excuse. You know, the saying that men are from Mars and women are from Venus. You know, really? As far as I know, we both live both genders live on Earth, not on Mars and not on Venus. And as far as I know, we were both created, men and women, in the image of God. So no, we're not from Mars. No, men are not from Mars, and women did not come from Venus. Right? We come from the same origin. So again, it's like, yep. Just an excuse so that the men can continue doing whatever they want to do and lay it all at the feet of the women. Well, anyway, just saying, it's like the climbing of a sandhill for elderly feet, such as a garrulous wife or a quiet husband. Okay. Do not be taken in by a woman's beauty. Never lose your head over a woman. Oh, well, that's good advice. But again, bad temper, insolence, and shame hold sway where the wife supports the husband. Oh, well, there you go. Low spirits, gloomy face, stricken heart, such as a spiteful wife. Slack hands and sagging knees, such as the wife who does not make her husband happy. I wonder if he had any experience in that. How would he know? Sin began with a woman, and thanks to her, we must all die. Oh, looky there. Do not let water find a leak, nor a spiteful woman give free rein to her tongue. If she will not do as you tell her, get rid of her. There you go. Good advice. Get rid of her. How blessed is the husband of a really good wife. The number of his days will be doubled. A perfect wife is the joy of her husband. A perfect wife. Wow. Wow. Does he talk about being a perfect husband too? I think a perfect husband would eliminate everything I just read. He will live out the years of his life in peace. A good wife is the best of portions, reserved for those who fear the Lord. Rich or poor, their hearts will be glad. Really? Their face is cheerful, whatever the season. I don't think that's true. I think if men were to have actually a perfect wife out there, again, unless they're a perfect husband, they're not going to appreciate that. There are three things that I dread, and a fourth which terrifies me. Slander by a whole town, the gathering of a mob, and a false accusation. These are all worse than death. But a woman jealous of a woman means heartbreak and sorrow, and all this is the scourge of the tongue. Well, then don't make a woman jealous of another woman. A bad wife is a badly fitting ox yoke. Trying to master her is like grasping a scorpion. Supposed to work together, not trying to grasp someone or control them. A drunken wife will goad anyone to fury. She cannot conceal her own degradation. Oh, during that time women drank too? I wonder, again, how common was that then? Or the women were already, that was their only kind, you know what, can't deal with this, I'm gonna go get drunk. You know, as far as I know in my life, what I've seen in my life, and with many women out there that I've known is, oh, this isn't working, is that the women stayed with the children. The women ended up going to work trying to make it work, to not lose their children. Most single moms out there are amazing, amazing mothers. Yes? Yeah. And sadly, the men ran off. Don't care. Da-da-da. Yeah, okay. And then complain when they have to pay a little bit. The amount of money that a man has to pay when he runs off, for whatever reason, and leaves the woman behind with the children in this country is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Okay? Yeah, just saying. I think there should be a law that any man that runs off and leaves his wife and children behind, the wife should be able to stay home and take care of the children, and he has to pay for everything. That's what I think. I also think it should be the other way around. Because guess what? Then they wouldn't have time to go and create another family and forget about the one that they have. Yes? Just saying. Right? Yes? Yeah. So, he can write down whatever he wants. But and maybe he had, I don't know, maybe this is all up getting together with his buddies and they are complaining about their wives. I don't know, at that time, what could women do wrong? They were so controlled, especially by religion. And what does he say? Yeah, they're the ones who got us into this mess. Right? It was a woman who first sinned. Really? Where was Adam protecting Eve when she, as a young person, was tempted by Lucifer? Where was Adam? Looking from behind the tree and going, yeah, you take care of her. Right? Ah, yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. She wasn't so nice to me anyway, so maybe they were already... Oh, no, I'm just saying. let's say it this way. I can't take this very seriously because it's one-sided. Yes? If it were to go the other way, if Ecclesiasticus actually would, uh, and I'm not done reading yet, so it may come up, would actually lay some of that burden and responsibility of when they suddenly have an unhappy wife and she's not just taking it, right? Or, I don't know, at that time, what would women do? What could they do? Just be grumpy, not happy, don't smile anymore? I don't know. But this is very one-sided. Yes? Don't you think? I think so. Is this okay? Well, I make things a lot of times one-sided where I say, well, if men didn't want it, it wouldn't exist. It's also true if women didn't want it. Now, if women didn't want it, it wouldn't exist either. Right? Yes? All right. But the thing is that um, I find it interesting on how, when it comes to men and women, on how the guys have no problem in a way to look like the weaker sex. Like we're so powerless against women who are just meh, meh. Yes. Um, no idea on how to make their wives happy. If you can't make your wife happy, how are you going to make your daughters happy? How are your daughters going to be happy around you if you don't know how to make their mom happy? Just asking. Yes? So, a little something to think about. Anyway. A woman's wantonness shows in her wide-eyed look. Her eyelashes leave no doubt. You know what? Blame God that he made women beautiful, okay? Yes? I don't even know what to... Okay. Again, what excuse is this? All you have to do as a man is, no, sorry, I've got more control over that body part than people give credit to me. Yes? Can't a man do that? I mean, basically, this is always what it is, right? Lust and desire takes over men's physical bodies. What? And then it gets into their mind? It's not in their heart. It goes into their mind and the brain's all fogged up or whatever. Really? What? You're not strong enough to just go, I have a wife at home. Would you please step back 2 feet? Don't act like that in front of me. What, a man can't do that? I had men try to get at me, and I'd say, I have a husband and children. I start talking about my children. Yes? Anyway, I wanted to teach these men something. Right? Yes? Don't do that to women. First find out. Are you married? Do you have, and some do. Are you married? Yes, I'm married. I have so many children. And then we would just have a nice conversation without that weird stuff going on. Yes? Yeah. But don't leave. Don't leave another person in suspense on how available you are, number one. Once they know and they don't stop, then you need to tell them you need to leave. What, men can't do that? Women as well can't do that? How weak are you out there? What a horrible thing. To make this as an excuse to become a homewrecker. Take a father or a mother away from the children and a husband or a wife from a marriage. That's a horrible thing to do. Some women, some aren't being told and pulled into. I know of a case like that. Not my immediate family. It's a very, very sad thing. where the man wasn't honest, that he was married and had children. And the woman ended up getting pregnant and then finding out. And it was a horrible thing. The single mom's okay. She had had a lot of support. But it was a horrible thing when she found out. Yes, that's when you, as I said, you should get to know someone for at least a couple of years before. Huh? Yes? Okay. Then that would not have ever happened either. But that's a horrible thing to do. Horrible. Oh. Anyway, let's keep going. I better keep going. I'm almost done. Keep a headstrong daughter under firm control, or feeling free, she will take advantage of it. It's okay for the sons to go out and do whatever. As I said, they're just sowing oats. I gotcha. Keep a strict watch on her shameless eye. Do not be surprised if she disgraces you. How could any father think of that? His daughter would be headstrong and then take advantage of it in this way and have a shameless eye. How would a father know that unless, aha, how could you look at your daughter like that? Wouldn't you rather say, why isn't Ecclesiasticus saying here, make sure that you watch who she is associating with? Men with a shameful eye. Just saying. As a father, that's what you do, right? You know, when the young guy comes to pick up the young girl to go to the prom or whatever, and the dad stands there with a gun looking at the guy. Right? Yes. Right? Just saying. That's not directed at the daughter, is it now? Yeah. Okay. Like a thirsty traveler, she will open her mouth and drink any water she comes across. She will sit down in front of every tent peg and open her quiver to any arrow. Oh, gosh. The grace of a wife will charm her husband. Her understanding will make him the stronger. A silent wife is a gift from the Lord. No price can be put on a well-trained character. A modest wife is a boon twice over. A chaste character cannot be overvalued. I know, I mean, the best thing as a woman to be, as Ecclesiasticus here says, become a slave. That's it. Then you can fulfill all of this. Do not have your own thoughts, your own ideas, your own wanting to do things or this or that. Just saying. And at that time, obviously, things weren't all hunky-dory. It's not like, but you have a really happy life, this and that, everything's been given to you, and you're still unhappy. It's not like that, right? Yes? All right. A chaste character cannot be overvalued, like the sun rising over the mountains of the Lord. Such is the beauty of a good wife in a well-run house, like a lamp shining on the sacred lampstand. Such is a beautiful face on a well-proportioned body. Oh, ho, ho! Did you just hear that? Such is a beautiful face on a well-proportioned body. Okay, gotcha. Like golden pillars on a silver base. Such are shapely legs on firm set heels. There you go. Okay. Actually, I'm going to finish up the last bit here. I had to get, because it's broken up again into 25 and 26, I'll just read the last part here too. Depressing things. There are two things which grieve my heart, and a third arouses my anger. A warrior wasting away through poverty, an intelligent treated with contempt, someone turning back from virtue to sin. The Lord marks out such a person for a violent death. I don't know how this Ecclesiasticus died, but the bias that I just heard here, and again, why break it up? Why say women and then give this whole thing? How about men and women, and then give the balance and you know the constructive criticism and the encouragement, right? The constructive criticism on what not to do and the encouragement on what to do. as a husband and a wife? Why is it that all this is just being laid at the feet of women? And again, you know what? I guarantee you that with 75, okay, I can't speak for all women out there, okay? But I guarantee you 75% or even more women out there in the world, if they would have a husband that would treat them right, not perfect, but right, none of this would need to be mentioned. Is it really the women? Is it? And then let me ask you, if it is the women, then why do the children suffer? When a man decides, or a woman, okay, decides to just, oh, see ya, wouldn't want to be ya. Okay, and I say, I gotta finish up, because I don't have much time. Anyway, well, this was, okay, I guess it fits for today. I don't know. Uh, got to go, do some things, yes. Uh, it's disappointing to me. I'm not upset. I'm not, what's new about this? Plenty men still think like this today, okay? But anyway, I'm disappointed. I'm just disappointed that men would write things down like this about women. I'm disappointed. I'm sorry. Yes, not sorry. Disappointed. Anyway, may Heavenly Parent bless and protect you, guide you, and embrace you with love. Eldridge, my dearest brother in faith, I'm going to just mention you every video now. I love you, and let's pray together. Yes, and I will talk to you all another time.